Welcome back to Prophecies of the End Times Global Ministry. It's Tuesday, August 27th, and I'm Christy filling in for Sophie, who is out on assignment. Here are today's breaking prophecy alerts and reports. A towering dust cloud caused havoc in Arizona on Monday, grounding flights and leaving thousands without power. The slow-moving cloud, known as a haboob, hit parts of Phoenix and Arizona City, 60 miles to the southeast, late Monday afternoon, at one point leaving 15,000 energy customers in the dark. The number still without power Tuesday morning was more than 5,000, according to poweroutage.us, mostly in Maricopa County. Videos posted on social media showed entire neighborhoods engulfed in darkness as the dust storm rolled through. A video shot from a passing plane showed the sheer extent of the cloud, stretching for miles into the distance. A haboob is a type of dust storm kicked up and pushed along by intense winds from a thunderstorm, creating an immense wall of dust that can sometimes tower thousands of feet and stretch for hundreds of miles. The Bible presents dust storms and related severe drought conditions as a form of divine judgment from God, notably in Deuteronomy 28 verse 24, where God warns of sending dust and sandstorms upon disobedient people as a punishment. This imagery symbolizes the reversal of blessings, where the essential element of rain is turned into destructive dust, signifying a severe curse of drought and the loss of the land's fertility. Arizona not only was hit with this massive dust storm, but now it's expected to receive flooding from too much rain. Arizona is expecting triple-digit heat over the next several days, but warns of the potential of flash flooding when thunderstorms move through. Venezuela vowed to reinforce security along its border with Colombia as President Donald Trump's administration sends U.S. warships to the southern Caribbean. President Nicolas Maduro used his weekly television show to confirm he ordered the deployment of 15,000 well-armed and trained men and women to the states of Zulia and Takira. He also singled out Trump's top diplomat, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, warning the U.S. move risks becoming a debacle. Unfortunately, this gentleman, with his madness and extremism, could lead President Donald Trump to the worst possible scenario in Latin America and the Caribbean, Maduro said Monday evening. We will emerge victorious from this situation. The Venezuelan forces will be joined by an unspecified number of boats, aircraft, and drones, Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello said earlier at a news conference. At least 3 U.S. warships, carrying more than 4,000 sailors and Marines, are set to approach the region to counter drug cartels. Trump has rattled Latin American leaders by reportedly ordering the Defense Department to prepare for potential military operations. Venezuela is already in talks with Colombia's defense ministry for the security reinforcement at the border, Maduro said, adding that he expected the negotiations to go well. Last week, the socialist ruler dismissed news of a U.S. deployment, but nonetheless called on Venezuelans to unite and join militias. On Monday, he said his people had signed up massively throughout the weekend. State television is now running ads promoting the enlistment drive under the slogan, "Always Ready." The Venezuelan regime and its military are deeply involved in the trade of drugs and has recently been identified by U.S. customs sources as a major manufacturer of cocaine with the network often called the Cartel of the Suns. Venezuela is a socialist country. In 2023, approximately 639 metric tons of cocaine were estimated to have circulated through Venezuela. This volume was largely a result of record cocaine production in neighboring Colombia. Our society and its addicted fuel desire to get high, distributed by dealers here in the States, is only motivated by one thing, and that's the love of money. The book of Revelation discusses practices related to sorcery, or witchcraft using the Greek word pharmakia, from which the modern English words pharmacy and pharmaceutical are derived. Biblical scholars and theologians interpret this term as directly encompassing the use of mind-altering drugs for magical or occult purposes, which would include today's concept of drug abuse and addiction. Revelation 9 verse 21 mentions that unrepentant humanity did not repent of their murders or their sorceries or their sexual immorality or their thefts. Revelation 18 verse 23, in reference to the judgment on the corrupt city of Babylon, it states, "All nations were deceived by your sorcery." This context links the use of drugs with widespread deception. Revelation 21 verse 8 lists sorcerers among those who will have their place in the lake of fire. Revelation 22 verse 15 identifies sorcerers and drug users among those who are excluded from the New Jerusalem, depending on the translation. Just one more step beyond these identifiers is how the mind using drugs opens the portals of demonic influence and possession. Thousands of former addicts who have come to know Christ have seen and heard demons while they were under the influence of the drugs they consumed. President Donald Trump is extending his control over Washington, D.C., after deploying the National Guard earlier this month. On Monday, he signed an executive order requiring the district and other states to end cashless bail within 30 days for defendants considered a risk to public safety. Washington was the most dangerous place in this country, and now, you know what? It's probably the safest place in the country, Trump said during the signing. Let's examine understanding cashless bail. Cashless bail was designed to prevent people from being jailed simply because they cannot afford money bail. Cashless bail lets people accused of crimes leave jail before trial without posting money, often based on factors like criminal history or flight risk. Supporters argue it reduces unnecessary pretrial detention, limits overcrowding in jails, and ensures that low-income defendants are treated more fairly. Critics, however, say it can put communities at risk if defendants commit new crimes while awaiting trial. In Washington, D.C., the system has been in place since the 1990s. NPR reported that in 1992, judges began deciding who could be released under these rules. In a society like ours, where we now are living in the days of Noah and Lot, Jesus warned us that these types of lawless people would exist. For as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. Genesis tells us that God was so grieved that he decided to flood the planet and destroy everything except Noah, his wife, Noah's 2 sons, and their wives. Noah was instructed to build an ark and place 2 species of every animal, male and female, on the ark for safekeeping. You may ask, so what does the event of the flood have to do with crime and lawlessness in today's society? Genesis continues to tell us in detail why God destroyed all human life on planet Earth. It was because men's hearts were continually evil. People were violent, rapists, murderers, fornicators, child abusers, bestiality abusers, and had nothing but evil in their hearts continuously. This is also a prelude to what the Apostle Paul tells Timothy on what will happen in society in the last days. There is no question about it. Our society is very much like the days of Noah and of Lot, meaning only one thing: Jesus is coming back much sooner than you believe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button so you can be notified of breaking news and Bible prophecy reports as they become available. For now, we leave you with a prayer and ask God to bless each and every one of you. Stay firm, keep your eyes to the heavens, and tell everyone that will listen the gospel and show them how urgent the times have become. Until next time, Shalom.